knows. All right. One apiece. Evil, evil teal.
Are we ready?
I'm always ready. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Wonderful. Let's make it happen then. Okay, countdown has now begun for these two players. MaNa versus Kas. If MaNa loses this, then he's pretty much out of the tournament. And Kas looking really strong throughout this entire series now. And even after a very nasty misstep in the first game, has come back strong.
I'm really happy about the map choice by MaNa. Once again, a map where you can play very defensively as Protoss. You can get 3 bases really, really quickly. And I think this time he really is going to go for his very super defensive style. Like, picking Terminus and then being aggressive doesn't make any sense. Except if you go for playing Stalker Cheese, which is almost impossible to hold off with a one barracks expand. So
useful advice there, folks. If I find myself being Blink Stalker Cheesed in the future, I will blame you entirely for that on Terminus. Thankfully, Terminus is not part of the ladder pool at the moment.
It should be, though.
Yeah, because there's a lot of really bad maps there, let's be honest.
Well, it's okay. Like, at least you can veto the really bad maps now. Like, you have 3 vetoes and all the new ladder maps. Everybody
get rid of anything that isn't Antigua, basically, and all it was wonderful.
Antigua's nice.
Yeah, it's alright. It's not a bad map at all.
No, I like it a lot.
Don't get me started on Nethrism Crypt. Oh, God,
yeah,
I don't even know what's going on.
downvote. Immediate downvote.
Definitely.
I played it once, and then got rid of it.
Yeah, I keep forgetting to get rid of it. I need to do that. Okay, folks, bring your mouse spot to MaNa. He is to the south of the Terminus, and he is, of course, in the green trunks playing Protoss. Currently one apiece in this series. We have his opponent, Empire.Kas, who is in the blue trunks playing Terran to the west.
Yeah, Kas going for 1 barracks. MaNa adding a gateway, so we don't see a double Nexus or double CC. And Kas, is he gonna get a refinery?
That's a good question.
No, he won't. There's a next SCV being queued up.
Yeah, so definitely not.
1 barracks expand, almost certainly.
Yep, immediately MaNa finds him, and Kas is probably having some memories of the last game. Like, oh no, not your probe again. Get it out of the base.
Yeah, it's actually really annoying if Protoss find your first position, because, yeah, he sees everything.
And probes are infuriating. They're really, really hard to get rid of, honestly. They're like some bad STD.
Yeah. You haven't played against Starcraft 1 probes, though. They were 10 times more annoying, because they could actually kite in a way that an SCV couldn't shoot at you.
Yeah.
Because they had range.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
I'm half glad I didn't play that game, but
yeah.
Gee, that just scares me.
Oh, Kas having a little bit of blender. There's an idle SCV there.
Yeah.
Okay, now it's going to build a command center, but there's a probe and the SCV is already damaged, so he's going to have to send on a second SCV. Oh, the Marine is done.
Never mind, yeah. He's okay.
Probe is getting out there. SCV is scouting into the wrong direction, so Kas won't get any scouting information. The Stalker will be done in time to prevent any kind of scouting by SCVs. So that sucks for Kas, because he's going to have to prepare against absolutely everything. And he's going to feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to have to presume, really, what MaNa usually does, which is MaNa doesn't tend to get aggressive early on, unless he sees an opportunity like he was able to seize in the first game there. And MaNa will be looking to expand fairly shortly. Kas, on the other hand, should be all right. Bunker coming up. He's well prepared for anything that comes his way, which at the moment is absolutely nothing.
I just like how MaNa sent on the probe that early. It was just idling there for half a minute. You should always send your worker about when you have 300 free minerals, because you're going to mine about 100 when you go down your ramp. It's not a big deal, but I really dislike to see blunders like that from programmers. It's been a long day, though.
You're getting a little bit nitpicky there, TLO. It's like, you shouldn't be doing this, or this, in fact. Stop it.
Well, I've been casting with Autosis before, and...
Oh, yeah, so you'll be picking holes in everything at that point, yeah.
Sorry for that. I just like to see perfection in StarCraft. That's what we are aiming for, perfection.
Oh, yeah, definitely a nice thing to go for there. These guys are probably a little bit tired by this point, but in the group stages in this tournament have at least allowed them to take quite a few breaks, and obviously these guys are hurried to go through a later one, and we'll have, I believe, one more series before we cap out the night. This one is coming along quite nicely. I think it's a good job we started this one early, because this is going to be a long one at this rate.
And Kas going for standard 3 barracks again, and I wouldn't be surprised about a super fast third command center, especially as we are playing as the Terminus version where you don't have a ramp to your third base. So as long as you defend your natural,
you're ridiculously safe. Yeah. Right, the two possibilities, of course, blink and, needless to say, drop play into that. MaNa not exactly known for his warp prism play, honestly. That's not one of his defining characteristics.
Kas adding a tech lab now, gonna get Stim, gonna get a factory again, pretty fast Medivacs. While in the meantime, Mana is tickling down those rocks with his 2 sentries. It's gonna take forever, but there's gonna be 3 more sentries. It's gonna be going down in time. He wants to play safe anyways. He's getting a robotics, gonna get 2 observers, and then get his Nexus up when he sees he's allowed to do so, when he sees nothing weird is going on, and he feels secure about it. So
yep, but MaNa going straight through into the robotics bay, and a pretty standard build order here from Kas. Once again, wants to prepare for everything. He has very little information. He's scouted the position and, of course, the timing of the Nexus and knows nothing else. He refuses to use a scan on the main to find out what's going on here, but his build order is fine for this at the moment.
Yeah. Kas just poking out with an SCV, seeing if there's a proxy pilot in front of his base. That sometimes can give you away timing a push if there's any units waiting there. Now that he saw nothing, he probably adds the command center, still doesn't really have the money for it. Also, his starport is finishing up, and his medivacs are going to be lining up together with his stim pack, so if he wants to, as soon as the medivacs come out, he's going to be able to push out and drop mana, which I'd really like to see, because we haven't seen that from Kas, except that one Nexus there that we missed, but he needs to do that earlier, in my opinion.
Yeah, that was probably the most effective drop I've seen in a very long time, and it was so effective that we didn't even watch it the first time it happened. It was going on, I think, just auto-attacking the Nexus while that massive engagement was going on in the center. And Kas looking really strong at the moment. He's got a good economy sorted out, and just waiting to see if he actually tries to take that third there, which he hasn't just yet. The infamous scouting factory is on its way, so it's going to make its way into the base and gain information. Kas just is really loath to use a scan. If he can avoid it, he'd rather just throw a factory at you just to see what's going on.
Yeah, I don't think he even scanned once.
No, he didn't. He hasn't at all. He's got no information on the main. He got a very small scout on the front.
If you look at Kas scouting information once a game, he knows nothing.
Yeah, absolutely not a damn thing. Let's see if sentries are better against factories than they are against rocks. The answer is not really. Sentry DPS is awful. So bad.
However, he still scares away the factory. I think Kas should have just went for it. Sacrificing the factory, getting the armory in case it dies just before it dies. So, I don't know. Kind of useless to send out the factory like that and don't do anything with it. I mean, 5 sentries are not going to kill it. Now he still doesn't know at all what's going on. He's building blind Vikings now, which is the right thing to do because MaNa is going for Colossus. But if he wouldn't have went for Colossus, blind Vikings are so bad.
Yeah, I think he's really exploiting his knowledge of MaNa. These guys must have bumped into each other on the ladder more than once.
Yeah.
So he's thinking, yeah, right, okay, he likes his Colossus, especially on this setup. He's picked this map for a very particular reason. This is the build he's probably going to execute, so I'm going to start to punish. And your wish is Kas's command. He's actually going to start dropping right now.
Yeah, it's not going to do too much, though. That Nexus is not done yet, though. There won't be any probes. He might be able to take out one pylon, if even. Yeah, he's going to take that out, get out of there again, and just... Yeah, I don't know. Oh,
he doesn't even get a pylon. Yeah, he doesn't want to risk sticking around losing the medivac. So not exactly the most effective drop in drop history, unfortunately.
Yeah, MaNa being ahead in probes, obviously that's going to be countered by mules, but still, I feel like that is the comfort zone of MaNa right now. Nothing is going on, no drops. He doesn't have to multitask. He has his army divided in his main and his third, so even if he would being dropped, there's nothing Terran can do. That's why I dislike Terminus so much. It's so easy to defend as Protoss in general.
Yeah.
It turns out to often be boring games. We had the 12-minute mark and nothing happened so far.
Pretty much. Yeah, that's the problem there. And even the immobility of Colossus, it's a non-issue. It's like, just jump up, jump down. No problem whatsoever. Yeah. I can defend
6
everything.
Marines coming in again. They're going to be taking out 2 probes. No, actually only 1. He loses 2. Marines get the hell out of there again. Yeah, nothing is going to happen here. The thing is, now as a Terran you think, what am I going to do now? I'm building Marines and Marauders, I'm getting Vikings, but Protoss is getting really scary close to having Colossus and Templar if I just keep sitting on my base, and then it's really difficult to do anything.
Yeah, Kas would love to be in this position where he's mining from more than perhaps 3 bases taking the center.
I dislike one thing a lot about Kas army right now, and you know what that is?
Is it the lack of medivacs?
Indeed it is.
There we go. Yeah.
Only Vikings. If he even sims his army once, is so damaged. He's not going to be able to heal it up. He can't poke in and out.
Makes him very vulnerable to Storm as well.
Yeah, and he isn't adding more Medivacs. I don't get why.
It's a very curious notion. He's pretty much immune to Colossus right now.
Oh, but look at the units. They're out of position. Okay, the main army comes there. Yeah, he takes out one Colossus, though.
Yep, and it's Pylon as well. Hey, for free. He's not too worried about that. And right now, Storm is not done. So there is a possibility for Kas to do some damage. But yeah, the lack of Medivacs. He's building more Vikings. This is actually a real risk because if this tech switch ends up happening and the Colossus stop coming out, he's going to have 13 Vikings that are going to do absolutely nothing.
He's even getting +1 air upgrades. So seriously, Kas?
What are you doing?
In the Shakur's game, he countered 4 Colossus even without Vikings, so kind of assumes, okay, Mana is going to go for a lot of Colossus again. But seriously, you don't even need so many Vikings against Colossus. If you spread your units well, you can deal with Colossus in a different way. And 13 Vikings, you can get 7 Colossus for that, like for the same amount of money. And now he's just going to have Templar and the Colossus. Well, they're going to die fast, but doesn't even matter because you're going to have useless Vikings.
If Mana sees the amount, I honestly wouldn't be surprised to see Mana cut Colossus around 3 simply because he sees the number of Vikings and thinks, well, that's a lot of supply and gas you just wasted there. He's also took a Ninja expansion up to the top of the map.
Oh yeah, I like that a lot. Protoss should do that way more often. If you get just 1 sentry here blocking the ramp, of course Protoss Terran can drop out in there, but you save a little bit of time. And usually the Terran is the guy who takes the Ninja expansion because of mules, but as Terran, as Protoss is really good to do as well.
Yeah, we've got a very small drop moving in here from Kas. He does not know about that expansion there. We'll try and pressure the third. Kas is going with really small drops. These are not very effective at all. I have to wonder if that's just to draw it out. Whoa, okay, Kas is throwing SCVs in this one.
Yeah, Kas hit limit. He's not going to be able to make any more units. And I don't know, man. Mana's army looks very scary. He has 4 Templar. He has 3 Colossus, 2 upgrades. 2-1 only for Kas, and he's gonna go for that attack here, and he doesn't have Medivacs at all in his army at all.
Yeah, that's really curious. He's got quite a few ghosts. He's got 5 and personal cloaks about to
Oh, beautiful storms.
Oh wow, Mana known for his storms, and that's why that is tearing great bloody chunks out of that force right there. And even if it doesn't kill all of them, it's so heavily damaged.
Nice, he got his SCV there. He's repairing all of the Vikings, so actually only lost 1 Viking against 2 storms. That's fine. That's okay. Both players are hitting limit now. That's a very comfortable spot for Protoss because as soon as you lose units, you can warp in new units. So you're going to have basically in a battle, if you have a pylon, you're going to have 210 supply.
Yeah.
Basically.
Now, Kas is looking to try and pick off Colossus.
Nice concave.
Yes. It's a good little setup there. Now, he's got this small drop force up here. I really don't know what the point of that is. He's not doing anything at the moment. Maybe he's going to try and get behind this and do some damage, do what he did in the previous game and take out a Nexus or whatever. 6 more gateways being added on for Mana because, well, what else is he going to spend the money on? Going for +3. +3 ground armor is about to hit as well in the next 5 seconds, so Mana should be fairly confident to go in. And that is an interesting contain being set up by Kas right here.
Yeah, it's very nice of him to do so. Like, if you get Protoss contain, if he gets a chance, why not? But Mana seeks the battle now and goes in.
Yep, the +3 armor is finished for him. He runs right into a huge storm and he sits in it. Second storm goes off as well. And the Colossus actually remained alive, which really they shouldn't have against that many Colossus.
And now look at that army of Kas. If he streams one more time, everything is going to be in the orange.
Yeah, he's got to be really careful. Cloaked ghosts in the center of the map there. Try to bring down as many units as possible. Oh, wow, that is so bad. Loses all of his Vikings. But look at the size of the army. It's massive. Smashing his way through.
Takes out everything. Oh my god, there's 4 more Templars. No Medivacs. Kas, just go back. Relax, you took out that army. You're gonna be fine.
Please do not charge in there. That would be so many dead units.
But look at the mineral count by Mana. He has so much minerals and so many gates, he can just reinforce his army instantly. Just 1 more round, he's gonna be at 200 supply again. Kas, however, remaking bunkers and finally adding Medivacs. I've been waiting for that so long.
Yeah, I mean, all of those Vikings died so fast. And yeah, he wasn't even able to kill the 3 Colossus totally with that. And Mana's not going to transition fully into Templar and Zealot right there, but he has got a large army now.
3 upgrades for Mana now, and
these guys are still injured.
Yeah, and I like it. He's adding more Colossus, and now Kas is lacking Vikings, so that's going to be so strong.
Yeah, here he goes.
Oh, look at how damaged that army is from the stim. Kas.
Ooh, Storm goes down. Another Storm going down as well. Some damage done right there. And Kas doing a good job of getting out of there. Ghost sniped off. Very nice feedback. But that is a huge concave. That is so large it doesn't even fit on the screen. And Mana is driven back again.
However, if Mana just keeps attacking in there and forces stims, all those units are just gonna die from overdose.
Yeah, pretty much. Don't do drugs, kids.
Yeah. It's pretty awesome if it's stim pack, though.
Not even once. Oh my, and yeah, that's one big storm in the middle would wipe out a significant chunk of that army. Kas has been good about dodging them so far. Just know about those ghosts going there.
Losing all those ghosts.
Ouch, that is expensive. He did go for the EMP, so there's still one storm available at the back right there. And the infamous scouting factory, it might end up going down here. What an unfortunate thing, but it is allowed to live. Mercy shown there by Mana. And now pressure coming on his planetary fortress.
Yeah, I don't know if he should have attacking into the planetary. That's a bad move there.
Oh,
nice
the storm! He runs right into it, and it's not quite enough to stop it. How is that army still alive? It's like they're missing legs, arms, heads off one of them. He's just lurching around like a zombie.
Yeah.
Terrible.
I don't know, Mana is taking some really weird fights there. He could have been a little bit more patient, attacking a planetary with Marines and Marauders in the back, and mostly having Zealots. Bad idea. He should just have went for the natural, I think. I don't think Kas could have defended that with his broken army. And now the longer the game goes on... Oh, actually Mana's at 200 supply against 180, but... I don't know. A lot of Templar, lots of Colossus, but Kas is looking pretty good again. His units are healed up. He has some medivacs now. And that base at the top is finally getting saturated a little bit. He should transfer his probes from his natural there. They're all just idling for Mana at the moment. So his income is really low. His income is at 600 compared to 2,200 for Kas.
Yeah, Kas is looking nice on there. Mules are a wonderful thing, are they not? And able to do a good amount right here at the Planetary Fortress. And still, there's our 12 High Templar. The energy is really high. There are 6 Ghosts. So this is going to be an interesting engagement. It's going to be very, very careful. And I would just like to see Mana maybe poke in a little bit, do a little bit of damage at high range with the Colossus. Viking count is not really high enough to menace that right now.
Yeah.
Mana
should split his Templar a little bit more. They're always a little bit too clumped up. One EMP is going to take out all of that energy.
Yeah, that would be a disaster.
Oh, but 4 Colossus against so few Vikings.
Oh, this is such a tense moment in the middle right here. That massive Bioforce, primarily consisting of 43 Marauders, if you can believe that. +3 is done. +3 armor is not done. And Mana with a little bit of harassment here and there, and forcing just a little bit more energy out. The energy on those medivacs is getting quite low.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, okay. Mana's getting the speed upgrade for observers. That's nice. Kas starting to sacrifice FCVs, which is not a blunder. He's not sending them in because he's a bad player, but he wants to free up supply.
Yep, that's exactly it.
And the funny thing is Mana seems to be doing the same thing with Zealots now.
Yeah, he's feeling like the Zealot's probably not the best idea at the moment. He's probably right. I mean, the Marauder Force is absolutely terrifying. And this engagement is going to go really well if he gets a good storm. There's one. He moves back out of that immediately. Got to be very careful from the EMP. Oh, a decent EMP.
Oh, the Colossus in the front. They're all going down. Huge miscontrol by Mana.
Yeah, and losing that Colossus at the front, absolutely disastrous. The Storm does do some damage. Ghosts kill both of those guys, taking a bit of a pounding. Oh, this Ninja expansion is finally found here by Kas, so look to try and punish that.
Yeah, because Kas actually wanted to expand there himself, looking at that SCV. Surprised to find a Nexus. And that's the moment where you click Minerals and you're like, oh my god, he actually already mined like 2k there. So he's far more ahead than you think he should be.
Yeah, he's moving out right now. Kas is going to try and clean that up. There will be a warp in to try and prevent that. The problem is Mana's at 200 supplies, so he can't warp in enough units to stop this from happening. That base could potentially go down here, and Mana has got a fully saturated base here in the center too. Turning out to be a very long macro game between the two players.
It's actually not going to be so bad for Mana losing those probes. He at least is going to be able to fill it up with more supply.
Yeah.
And I don't get why Mana's not taking those 2 geysers at his home base. That makes me so angry right now.
Are you right? Are you going to smash the table? Will this table be flipped right now?
Yeah, it should be.
I'm just making sure of that. I just want to get out of the way before that happens.
Oh, Mana seeking danger again.
The Planetary Fortress is really hard to engage into. He's got to just try and snipe off. Mana actually gets supply blocked. Unfortunately, didn't build any extra pylons. Those got picked off.
Ghosts are cloaked, but he's gonna... No, he's not gonna pick up any.
Now, the High Templar are okay at the back at the moment, and MaNa with extremely careful and cautious control. This ball in the center is vulnerable to EMP, but MaNa knows about it. He is well aware of the Ghost count. Ghost count's going to 6. Templar count still at 12, and that's a lot of Storms available. Honestly, Kas has not taken a huge amount of damage, aside from that big Viking force earlier from the Storms.
Yeah, Kas having 3k gas and 4k minerals. My opinion is he should be throwing down 3 or 4 planetary fortresses at this point, because even if you have so much minerals as Terran, reinforcing is really hard.
Yeah, it takes a while.
Yeah, but he should add more barracks and factories too. He should have like 20.
Yeah, he needs to catch up on his macro right there. There's a large force of probes moving to the top, and a small engagement going on here. Kas could engage from the higher ground, but the Zelnaga Tower is, of course, in possession of MaNa, so it doesn't make too much of a difference. MaNa's driving back once again, and just the sparring going on here. And unfortunately, those probes will be caught out of position. I suppose that'll let a few more Stalkers come onto the field.
A little bit of drop going on for Kas. He actually is gonna seek to destroy the Nexus once again. MaNa does have 200. Oh, actually has some free supply.
Yeah, the drop went down a bit earlier, which is what actually killed the probe count.
And here they're engaging to the left side. Kas is making the run again. He wants to be behind his safe planetary again.
Oh, the ghosts are getting slaughtered right there.
Yeah.
Good number taken out. That takes the cut. That's half of them down. In fact, he's down to 3.
Okay, MaNa warped in like 10 zealots now. That Nexus is not gonna go down.
Yeah, that's a pretty good counter to full Marauders, so I'm told.
Yeah. And the 12-4 expansion is there for Kas.
Yeah,
MaNa trying to kill the planetary with his Colossus.
Yeah, he's going to work at it. Obviously, repairs will kind of be required. He's just going to go for it right away. Kas is just not. He's just going to let him die.
Yeah. Oh, nice storms. I feel like Kas is just on the run now, and he's losing more and more medevac energy. I don't know if he, like, at one point he's going to be in the corner, and then he can't run anymore, and I'm not sure if he can take that fight.
Yeah, especially if the Storms end up landing on him, which they will at this point. MaNa's not been hitting a huge amount of them at this point. It's only one mistake, though, that means him sitting in a big storm and losing a lot of units immediately. There are the Ghosts. They're cloaked once again. A nice choice there by Kas, and no detection available for that as well. It's going to be a bit of a pain. Here comes the Templar. Here comes the Storm. That's big on the medevacs then. Oh, it's brutal. Look at that. Absolutely messy here. Will Kas be able to hold that against this Colossus? Continue that. Massive storms. Everything melting. The Ghosts live, nothing else does, and the Colossus still stand.
Yeah, that is game for MaNa. I think it's 80 supply against 152. And there's even 3 zealots at the 12 o'clock, picking out all SCVs. Kas currently only mining on 4 more minerals. He has a lot of barracks, but look at that reinforcement coming from MaNa. It is 15 Stalkers, another Colossus, and he actually has 3 robotics. He's
3 Colossus at a time, because hey, why not? You can. At 31 minutes into the game with that kind of macro, you can do it. MaNa finally lands the storms he's been looking for all game, and Kasa's army, it just disappears. And MaNa now with full control of the map and in the center. That CC has been forced away. The mining is looking something like that. It's not so good, is it? Oversaturated there. That's about to be completely mined out.
Yeah, MaNa going for the standard 32-minute 9 Colossus timing attack now.
Oh, yes, absolutely. That one is a very famous strategy.
He doesn't even wait for 3 more. He knows he can just move in there. SCVs and Marines and Marauders, not such a good idea against 6 Colossus.
No, not really. And Kas just... I don't know, it would require some kind of miracle from Kas here in order to defend against the force that strong. And in it comes. And honestly, what are you going to do with SCVs? Well, there's going to be a big pile of dead SCVs and nothing much. Oh, wow, he's not even going to bother to move out of that one. He knows he's done for. And MaNa crashing his way through here. He would have been out of the tournament if he'd lost this one. As it turns out, he's not going to. His PvT skill finally preventing a huge storm round to the side right there. Kas losing everything he's got. The Colossus remain alive. Another storm just going down for spite more so than anything else. I can't imagine MaNa being a spiteful player, but at this point, Kas has got nothing, and GG. Ladies and gentlemen, wow, what a match that was. Yeah. Yes, yeah. Exactly.
MaNa played absolutely perfectly. That's how you need to play Terminus. Just don't attack his Protoss. Just get that perfect mix of army, and so frustrating to play against.
Yep.
Once again, Kas didn't drop.
Yeah, he didn't. They were really small drops.
Yeah,
so
like
at
the beginning, like with 4 units in the medivac, it wasn't even like 1 complete medivac.
Yeah.
So I think on Terminus you can do really nice double medivac drops.
Yes,
like
definitely.
like 2 from the left, 2 from the right. And then you can do damage, but you need to really commit to drops.
That's one thing I think Kas needs to work on. You've said it before, and you're of course absolutely right that Kas is not a drop-intensive player, and it would have helped him out a huge amount on that particular map. As it turns out, though, I'm afraid not. And thankfully, we did start a little bit early on that, so we do have, I think, 9 minutes before the next and final matchup of the day.
Okay.
Good, folks. We are going to take, of course, a quick break. When we come back, we'll bring you the next final matchup here on the Steel Series stage with the mighty Mr. TLO. We'll be right back.